Hey everybody, driving home from work. Wanted to post a quick video to say that I deactivated my Twitter account today. I found myself writing a little mention. I don't want to drag other people into my debates or what have you, but I noticed that someone said, "Oh, that this actress, who I won't mention, had switched accents during the press for her show from her accent from another country to an American accent." And I just wrote, "Oh, that's interesting." And of course, you can't do any irony on Twitter. You can't do any irony in the United States anymore because the United States is such a uptight, stressed out place and such a unpleasant place right now. But I wanted to say that the person I was referring to was somebody I am a huge fan of, huge fan of. And that comment was meant to just illustrate the point that I find, as I said, that the multicultural expressions of anyone, for that matter, whatever whatever country, language, music, food, clothing, art, any of it, whatever of those expressions are important to you, that's your business, But I find that, of course, on Twitter, which is where all the assholes in the United States and beyond go to get their advanced degrees in assholiness, that Twitter is a place which is just, I had used it as a news aggregator, and I suppose I will do my best to find other places that are similar in their news aggregation in real time, and periodicals I like The Atlantic and the New York. Well, I subscribe to the New Yorker, but anything, whatever it is, to access that writing and that thinking, the good writing, the interesting thinking and writing. I guess I'll find something else which had the menu, the options that you could get on Twitter, because as a news aggregator, I could avail myself of all that on Twitter. But the difficulty, the unpleasantness, the harshness, the bitter, and just you would just fill in any word. You can't say anything dark enough to describe a lot of the crowd on Twitter. Was something that I found wasn't worth the. I know everybody would say to me, "Well, just ignore all these haters." And the problem with Twitter is Twitter is a lot of haters. Twitter is a lot of haters. Twitter is, 1/3 interesting posts, photography, things like that. It's 1/3 tedious, uninteresting, puerile nonsense, and then it's 1/3 or more, maybe, of just abject hatred and malice and unpleasantness. So I deactivated that account today, sending a message out to the actress that was the subject of my comment, that it was not meant at all to be offensive. I completely understand people who live in two countries and experience, traveling. I've always said in recent months, I said, so some guy goes to Hong Kong to do a multi-million-dollar business deal, and he sits down with some bankers and overseas and says, "Hey, man, everybody cool it with the don't speak any foreign languages, please, and let's have some hot dogs for dinner and blah blah blah." Anyway, I deactivated my Twitter account. I think it's a shame, but I'm going to find another news aggregation source, and I'm very grateful. I want to say I am very grateful to all of the people on Instagram who have embraced me, my wife, my family. One of the things we just welcomed our daughter, and one of the things that is, just so simple and so basic is that this is something which, yes, I'm significantly older than my wife, and everybody or the unpleasant people, even on Instagram, don't hesitate to hit me with that stick as much as possible, like they're giving me some new information. I'm well aware of all of that. But the other thing is that the good thing about being an older dad, I will say, is that work is less important to me. I don't really need to work too hard right now. I've worked a lot, and and I don't really need to work that much these days. And I try to balance that, a lot with my wife and my kids. And having kids when you're older, my God, the level of appreciation you have. The level of appreciation you have of those people, of your children, I can't even describe it. I'm very, very... I don't expect anybody to relate to this. I don't expect anybody to get it. I know that we'll have a lot of ugly comments. Everything you're right now, there's so many ugly comments. But the older father, it's tough for women to be an older mother, shall we say, but the older father, I find, is someone who, it's such an amazing opportunity if you make the time to do something that is the most rewarding thing I've ever done. I love my children. I know this sounds corny. I love my children more than I could possibly put into words. I love my wife more than I could possibly put into words. The work I've done and the work I'm doing is important. It's something I've done for a while, and I enjoy it. The actual process of when we're shooting at something or doing a play, I find that enjoyable. But ultimately, it is so irrelevant compared to my family, my wife, my kids. It just doesn't really mean anything to me compared to that. And when I was younger, and I was married before, and I have a daughter, work was, I was all revved up and all motivated by work. I had to work all the time. I had to light one off the other all the time. Shoot. And, thank God I don't feel that way anymore. Thank God I have such a wonderful partner in my wife, and we're raising our children in such a way that we're around, we're involved. I travel and I work a lot less than I used to 10, 15 years ago, and I couldn't be happier. There goes the police right in front of me going after somebody. And I could not have been happier. I've never been happier in my entire life. I really haven't, and I owe that to Ilaria. So thank you to everybody who's on Instagram, who've been kind or at least reasonable, and using these tools of social media to promote things. We'll continue to do that. And we have our podcast and things like that. We always need to kind of summon people to our latest show and things like that. But Instagram, I enjoy. I like the people I follow, the artwork I see. I follow a lot of musicians. My God, if I follow any more piano players, classical piano players on Instagram, I'll have to open up a Steinway store in my living room. But I deactivated my Twitter account today, and I'm probably going to wake up a couple of days from now and say, my God, why didn't I do this sooner? It's such a waste of time. And I, when I made that comment about people switching cultures, if you will, it was in no way meant to be derogatory towards someone who I don't know this person at all, but I admire their talent bottomlessly. This woman is a great actress, and I just thought it was interesting how people were saying online that this. They had one context there, but it wasn't necessarily a uniform context, if you will. Anyway, enough about that.